Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. We've got some clashing colors on the couch today, but it is very exciting to see our Southern Indiana Leatherneck Detachment friends, of course, SILD Marine Corps. So welcome to you both.
Thank you very much. Thanks
for
having us.
Of course, always. And I will introduce you, of course, Steve Lindauer and Beth Tyler. We've seen Steve a lot, but Beth's a new face, so we're very excited to kind of bring in some fresh blood and talk about a lot of fun events.
Much better looking, too. Much better looking.
I don't know, Jeff.
Did I say much better looking?
Don't do Jeff bad. He's not even here to defend himself,
That's true.
Steve.
That's true. That's true.
So you guys, of course, come in for all kinds of occasions and events that you guys hold. So why are you guys here to talk to us today?
Well, I'll take this one to start us off. We've actually got a couple events we're wanting to talk about, but this time of the year, just within the next few months, October 14th, we got our first. It's a golf scramble we've had for the last 10 years or more.
Well, I think this will be actually our 9th year.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Toys for Tots coming up here in a few months. NPLB Outdoors is another thing we've got that we support, and we're really proud. And later on, at some point in time, we're going to have the people from Honor Flight, and they're going to be talking about that. And that's a flight coming up pretty soon. So with that, I think I'll turn that over to my partner and let her lead off with the golf scramble details.
Well, for our golf scramble this year, we've actually renamed the scramble in memory of Pat O'Keefe. Pat was a very active member of ours.
He was a good friend. He was a Vietnam vet. He was an Air Force veteran of about 10 years, I think. And he was involved in Honor Flight, and he was involved in our golf scramble because I guess he was a real golfer. But everybody in the community knew Pat. And you're going to get choked up again, aren't you?
Yeah,
just a little.
That's okay.
In a roundabout way, it's a celebration of what he's brought, right?
Definitely.
He was such a cool dude, and so heavily involved in veterans advocate, and so that's why he was a close friend to all of us, and you all right?
Oh, doing good.
Okay, all right.
It's all in good faith, and I mean it shows how much Pat impacted everyone's lives here. I mean, it's to have an event that he was so dedicated to, and being able to rename it for him. I think that's something really special that not a lot of organizations get to do.
Yeah,
and it was definitely unanimous within our group.
Yeah. So active in so many things. You want to talk about the date? Let's go with the date and the times.
I was going to say, actually, yes, the scramble will be on October 14th this year, which is a Saturday. It'll be a shotgun start at 1 o'clock.
Eastern time.
All times on here are Eastern.
Yes.
Yep.
And it'll be $50 per person, which it's a 4-person team, so $200 per team. It'll be held at Buffalo Trace again this year, which formerly Jasper Municipal.
Yes.
And as our proceeds,
it is a fundraiser.
For local veterans organizations, DuBois County Veterans, care packages, Boys and Girl Scouts, Honor Flight, of course.
It is a shotgun start at 1 o'clock, and we do have a $10,000 hole-in-one.
Oh,
and that went out 2 years ago,
2
something
years
like
ago,
that.
yes.
And so, if you're an avid golfer, or if you're a horrible golfer like me, plant potatoes when you're done. But come out. Golf scrambles are always fun. I don't play. I'm not a golfer, but the few times I have, it's always fun. We got a scramble, and like I said, a couple of years back, some guy won $10,000.
Wow.
So if you want to be, I don't think we've ever had a bad day when we did this. Have we?
No,
It's always
we haven't.
nice
It's
fall
always
weather,
been a great day.
cool in the morning, warms up a little bit later.
Yeah.
I hope we don't jinx ourselves.
Yeah, I know. And knock on wood or something.
Knocking on the wood. So with this event, it's $50 per person. Can you sign up by yourself, or do you need a group of 4?
I was going to say, I guess you can sign up by yourself. We have had people do that in the past.
Yeah.
And play a one-man team. That's perfectly fine with us. The more the merrier. I was going to say those entries are pouring in, though, so I was going to say get that in there as soon as you can. I was going to say there is registration available day of, depending on when you get there.
So you guys are filling up pretty quickly.
Yes, definitely.
But that's a good thing, especially
It
this
is.
early. I mean, October 14th kind of sounds like a ways away, but honestly, it's not.
Right around the corner.
Basically,
Yes.
a month away, or less, just like
And
so.
and in the we're not getting to the season of giving just yet, you know, Toys for Tots and all. But in lieu of giving, you guys are still looking for sponsors for this fundraiser event, right?
Yes, we do have different sponsorship levels, which include bronze starting at $50 to $99, silver $100 to $199, gold $200 to $499, and platinum will be $500 and up. And we will represent our sponsors with signs that we have made up by the clubhouse. So everybody will be able to see who's sponsored and at what level.
Yeah, and we need those sponsors. So those of you corporate folks out there locally, we need you for a lot of things, but this is one we help us support the veteran community, and that's what we do. That's one of our main goals, our mission, if you will.
Yes, and I think that's, again, Toys for Tots, the most famous fundraiser you guys do, but at the same time, you still have to take care of the people behind the scenes, give these events on, and do various things like this. So the golf scramble is one of those ways that people can donate financially and they're able to help. And again, it's all for fundraising in good cause. So we definitely want to stress that. And if you want to register for the event or or sign up to be a sponsor, the website is available, correct?
Yes, that's www.sildmarines.com, and there'll be a link on there for both the entry form and the sponsorship letter.
Okay, so I know you definitely want to make sure that everyone signs up beforehand, whether it's sponsorship or to actually participate. Is there anything, I know I would be remiss as well, if not to mention, that the registration forms are to be sent to a P.O. box as well, right?
Correct.
So I'll just read it here, SILD, P.O. Box 184, Jasper, Indiana. So, of course, make sure to send in the proper information. Snail mail is still good mail.
Right.
So it sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. Of course, remembering Pat O'Keefe, cherished by you guys. I can tell. That's.
Yep.
There's not much more I can say. You're bringing his essence in here, and it's very, very touching to see.
And shout out to his wife Diane. She supports us as well, and she supported him through some really rough times in his last few months and years of his life. And what a saint, you know. So, and she's still here with us, and she still helps us out with everything. So, which
is amazing.
Yep.
It's one thing to have someone involved, but to continue helping out when they're no longer involved is that takes a lot of energy, and it takes being the bigger person, I think. So
sure does.
Being able to celebrate this, it is Saturday, October 14th at the Buffalo Trace in Jasper. So very exciting stuff, and I cannot wait for the fall weather. So it's going to be a wonderful day.
It's always nice.
So definitely would love to hear about upcoming events that you guys have. I know Toys for Tots is always a thing. So whatever you guys want to talk about.
All right. Well, I'll talk about some, and I'll let Beth talk about some. Toys for Tots is probably going to be another. We'll talk about that. We're going to put a little more emphasis on that. That's coming up in.
I was going to say our campaign usually runs through like early November into late December, and we're going to be at a new location this year. We're going to be more centrally located. We've kind of worked with the Du Bois County 4-H Council, and we'll be located actually at the Clover Pavilion this year. So new location, more centrally located. There's, I think, going to also be a new way that you can apply for toys for your kids and everything. So be on the lookout for that, and I'm sure we'll have more information as soon as it's available.
Yep. We'll talk about that some more. I mean, I think we cover like 4 or 5 counties doing it, something like that.
Yes.
So we'll have additional information for your viewers coming up in the next month or so. Another thing we're doing, we have a veterans rally coming up, and that's put on. That was initiated by our CSO, our county service officer, Susan Bramlett. We respectfully refer to her as Coastie. She was a retired from the U.S. Coast Guard, and she's now she's a real little bulldog. She really does a lot of good stuff for our veterans. And she's at the courthouse annex in Jasper. I don't have all the dates. I think it's Monday through Thursday. I wouldn't swear to it, but if you're local, you know where it's at. But it's right there, the annex and Du Bois County Courthouse over there. So on October 13th, between the hours of 10 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon for you in the military, that's 1,500. And
I'm glad you know that. I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Military people will know that. We're going to have a variety of speakers. There's going to be free food. We've got a half pot thing going on.
Yeah.
There'll be people from the disabled American vets from Crane. Louisville Community Care is from the Louisville VA Center. That's something near and dear to my heart. I've got I'm going to go bionic with my knee here coming up in November, and that's something I took advantage of. For those of you who don't know or have never heard of community care through the VA, that's where you do not have to go to Louisville or Evansville or Marion, Indiana to get medical work done. You can do it with the doctor or the surgeon of your choice that they've listed, and they'll usually, for me, they gave me a list of 3 or 4 surgeons that I could choose from, and it turned out there was one that I dealt with anyway. So it's not like you have to go a long distance. You can do it in the community. So I really push that for people because I can speak from personal experience. And there's somebody there to talk about the Veterans Crisis Line. You know, PTSD is a big thing. Last I heard, we were losing about 21 or 22 veterans a day to PTSD. That's not something that we joke about. That's something very serious, and we as veterans, we try to help each other, and that's what Susan has tried to put this together. You know, we've got veterans groups all over the county, VFW and Legions, and even some of them that aren't necessarily recognized. What is it? The Red, White, and Blue. Some of these guys, young guys, came back from Afghanistan, Iraq, right?
Yes.
And so anyway, we're all veterans, and even if you're not a veteran yourself, but you've got a loved one that is, please come attend this. And it's designed to be able to get information and support each other. Okay, so please come out and support us. Come out and support you. Help us, help you, and that's what we're asking. That's what that is all about.
Yeah, it's definitely. Whether you've served or not, it takes strength to put that first foot forward and, you know, find the people that you're going to connect with. And I think this is a wonderful event, the Du Bois County Veterans Rally, and October 13th, and then you can go to the golf scramble on the 14th. So you guys are going to have a busy October.
Yeah, and then November, I'll let you talk about the Marine Corps Ball.
And then in November, on November 11th, Marine Corps birthday is actually the 10th, but we're going to be celebrating on the 11th over at Huntingburg Event Center. I was going to say tickets are already available online. There's table sponsorship available for that as well. And there's contact information again on the website. Our speaker this year is going to be Sue Ellspermann, former Lieutenant Governor and current president of Ivy Tech Community College of Indiana. So that'll be something interesting to hear her speak. We've got prizes coming in for our silent auction that we're going to have this year. That's something new to the ball for us, so that's always fun.
Definitely, it sounds like it's going to be a great event. I'm assuming, as it is a ball, it's not going to necessarily be family-friendly catered, right?
It
could be. Could be.
Put alcohol with Marines together, you probably don't want to bring your 6-year-old kid.
Fair enough.
So I'm being only half facetious there, but we do have, it is the 248th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. For those of you who understand that, that's hoorah. And we're very proud of our service. We're very proud of our members. This is opened up to not just Marines. So typically in the Marine Corps League, if you're a member of the Marine Corps League, you're either an active member of the Marine Corps, or in Beth's case, she's an associate member. But you could also be a Marine or a Navy chaplain or a corpsman. And a corpsman is actually a Navy would be a Navy member that's attached to the Marine Corps. So whenever we go into combat and we get shot up, we've got a Navy corpsman which puts Band-Aids on us.
Yes.
And it's I've heard some politician in the past refer to that as a corpsman. And without getting too derogatory toward that individual, we try not to be corpses.
Yes.
And so the P is silent. So anyway, it's like the Marine Corps and a Navy corpsman that help us out. So I'm kind of deviate on that just a little bit too much perhaps. But anyway, on that, it's a formal event. The ladies like to dress up.
Naturally.
Those that are military, and this is open to all branches of military, not just Marines. We invite a lot of our sisters and brothers from other branches to come there, join us. We'll do the same thing for theirs if they invite us. Civilians, you're just curious about some kind of a military event, and there is a military ceremony that goes with that, cutting of the cake and that sort of stuff. Oldest Marine, youngest Marine, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that ceremony is definitely something to see. If you've never experienced a Marine Corps ball,
Wow.
And this is happening all over the world. Anytime you have Marines in whatever state, whatever country, wherever you are in the world, there will be a Marine Corps ball going. So we're doing that, and then it all culminates with music and dancing at the end of it, and hopefully not on tables.
Natural celebration with the ceremonies, of course, and. Is this a fundraising event? I'm just genuinely.
This is not a fundraiser event, but this is the only thing we do. Did I just take your spot there? Did I?
No,
okay.
You're fine.
This is not a fundraiser, but we do take sponsors for that. You can sponsor a table. We do need. I mean, this is the only thing we do for us. Everything else we do for veterans groups or the community, scouts or whatever, honor flight, all that sort of thing. But this is the one thing we set aside that we do for us, and we honor those members that put a lot of time. And Beth, I think, has got more awards than anybody else. I mean, she's just a little hound dog, but that didn't come out right. Sorry, but cut. But anyway, it's a good time.
Yes,
it's a good time. We have fun with it. We're serious at beginning during the ceremony. We honor those that we've lost, and then we have our guest speaker. In this case, you said Sue Elferman, and she'll speak. Then after that, we have dinner, I think, or that's dinner's before that, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway. Open up music and dancing after that until ? Oh, we do have a photographer. By the way, you're welcome to come.
Okay.
You seriously are. We have a photographer for the night, and a lot of times couples will want to take formal pictures of themselves, and so.
It sounds like it's gonna be a great night. Again, I always like the idea of ending on celebrating yourselves and celebrating the whole thing. So being able to just go very, very small, minuscule amount of crazy is never a bad thing.
Yeah, and there's a little of that, so that's good.
We'll touch on it briefly here. The honor flight's coming up.
Honor flight is something near and dear to our heart. It is one of the organizations that we support, and we've got some people that hopefully at another time will come up and talk about just about honor flight. Gary and Charlene Summersine. I mentioned earlier Pat O'Keefe. This was his gig before he passed on. One of the many things that he did, and we were kind of a ship without a mast for a while after Pat passed. And Charlene and Gary. Because of what they experienced, they had a son that went in Iraq and everything, and they took it up. And these are people, I love them to death. They are definitely out of their comfort zone doing this, but it's something they feel so passionate about. And I'll let them talk about that when they come up here and talk about it. But it's a neat thing, and another one of the things that we support. And again, I encourage your listeners and your viewers, please support Honor Flight. And all the veterans organizations.
Definitely an amazing experience too. Like he said, we'll let Gary and Charlene explain everything that goes on.
Try not to spoil too much, but you can tell just you're both holding back so much energy because you're so excited.
Well, if you don't get choked up when you're involved in that thing, you're dead.
There's something wrong with you.
There's something wrong with you. But
fair enough.
Yeah, they do a better job at it than what I do.
So I'm seeing here, we're getting near the end of the itinerary here for sure, but you guys have a Facebook page? This is news to me.
Yes, Facebook page.
And then the website, of course.
And the website as well. I was going to say you can find a lot of information on the Facebook page just as the website.
And then the website is SILD Marines with an S, .com.
Full disclosure, I still use 8-track tapes, okay? So all this techie stuff, websites, I can deal with it a little by little, but I know you're all snickering out there. But there's people out there, you're just as bad as me. I know you are.
I'm snickering right here, Steve.
I know you
I'm so sorry.
I know you are.
All I know is that we've got a bunch of 8 tracks and records and stuff out in our storage, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe now I know you could use
put
them.
Up for sale. You'd be surprised. I bet you only call them, what do they call them now? They call them vinyls, right?
Yes.
Instead of records. So, I'm still young enough to remember that's stuff I'd had.
That's okay. Learning in baby steps is never a bad thing.
Right.
My dad will attest to that. He's baby steps with the technology, so, everybody has their own flavor for things.
That's right.
So you guys you have a very full schedule. We appreciate you coming in to talk. I wish we could show the shoes. You're wearing American flag shoes as well. I just realized that.
Hold them up to the camera.
No,
I kick my feet up.
Definitely don't. We are not that kind of show.
Yeah.
Not that kind of show.
Not this time. Okay.
But we appreciate, of course, both of you coming in. Steve, is always a pleasure, and I'm glad you brought a new victim.
Thank you.
You did a fantastic job. Is there anything else you want to make sure to touch on before we wrap up today?
One last thing. We didn't talk a lot about NPLB Outdoors.
Yes.
That's No Person Left Behind Outdoors.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about that. I'll probably have a separate, sit down with you on that. But that's something everybody's heard of Honor Flight, yeah. But Wounded Warriors, this is similar to that. This is kind of geared more towards combat-related injury veterans. And so we've had a thing locally. The last one we had was at Cool Springs in Huntingburg last spring. We got another one coming up in a deer hunt coming up this coming December, I think, for muzzleloading season. That's a local guy doing that. But we do it all over the world, all over the country. So there's elk hunts and deer hunts and deep sea fishing things. So go to nplboutdoors.org and sign up. If you guys, you men or women, anybody out there who has a combat-related injury, check out that website, and you can go to that link by SILD Marines. There's a link on there. Check us out. There's again, that's just one of the things we do. We advocate for our veterans. So, anything else, boss?
Boss.
Yeah.
Not that I can think of right now. I think we covered it all pretty well.
Okay.
Again,
thank you so much.
Of course. It's mind-boggling. You come in here every single time, and we touch on so many different events and things that you do. And I think I cannot stress enough how much you guys are involved in, and how much people need to, recognize this and give to your cause so that you can give back to others like this.
There is one thing I did forget to mention.
Imagine that.
Actually, I did mention that we did have some things coming in for the silent auction for I didn't mention what those things were.
I just found out about this half hour ago.
That'd be nice.
I was going to say we do have 2 lap quilts, beautiful patriotic design that were donated to us by some ladies from Ireland, and so those will be up for grabs as well. And also one of the bigger items that we will have is an autographed guitar from Eddie Montgomery.
From Montgomery Gentry.
Montgomery Gentry.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I don't know people.
I saw the blank look on your face.
That's what I'm here for. I just give you
right.
the blank stare,
That's
and people
okay.
at home laugh. That's what it's for.
Right.
But that sounds like a lot of that's quality stuff. You can't get a handmade quilt very
Right.
anymore. I mean, it's
The time and talent that goes into making those is amazing. I mean, when I was a little girl, I remember sitting with my grandma and watching her hand quilt. It was just
wow.
We got such a cool community. There's people like this. We didn't ask for this. They came to me and asked if we wanted. And I said, yeah. And but I've been involved in a couple of times. We've lost some local Marines. Now I'm about to get choked up. But this community came together, and the support they showed those families, and the people that came from out of state to lay their brothers to rest. They're amazed at the community. There's factories turned out, people standing along the road, and veterans saluting, and people crying, and flags flying, and it's neat that you still have this in Middle America, where you have patriotism in our community, and not all of DuBois County, but all the surrounding counties. It's neat to see.
Yes.
And I'm proud to be a member of, being a local boy. Traveled around a whole lot, but it's good to come back home and see what we got. And I thank your viewers. They're great.
Yes, I have no words, but that just warms my heart to know that the community has been there for you guys especially. And of course, if we can keep supporting you in one way or the other, we want to do that. So of course, we thank you for giving your energy to this today, and we're very excited to see what you guys have in store for the next few months, few years, and so forth and so on.
We're always doing something.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the slogan. We're always doing something.
Yeah.
Well,
That's good.
We better put that on a shirt.
On a
Yeah.
shirt, yeah.
Well, we will wrap it up for today. I cannot say thank you enough. I will, of course, let the lovely people at home go. So we appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you for
thank
having
you,
us.
folks, and appreciate you.
And thank you so much at home for watching. This has been your 18 WJTS in.form with the SILD Marines, and we are local people watching local people.